Hey traders, Papa Wall Street here, going to do something new, a little after action report here on the day's findings. What I'm going to do is just go over SPY and the Qs, and I'm just going to go over the top performers today to see where that relative strength is. So let's take a quick look at SPY. We are on the daily chart, and one thing to note, it did have us at inverted hammer here into the 1618 extension off of this swing right here, right? You can see the ABC correction. We have a wave 1 up, 2 down, wave 3 up, now an ABC correction coming in on wave 4. The question is, where does wave 4 stop? Now, the logical place would be here, right? So the first reason being this was our previous high that we broke out of. Didn't necessarily do a proper retest. That's what I think this is. The other thing too is it's right at the top or right at the bottom of our volume shelf, and it's right at that 4236 extension at 453. If 453 does not hold, I'd be looking for a move closer down to this area where you have the volume shelf below the demand zone, and you have these two anchored VWAPs coming off of previous swing lows. The one troubling thing to note, we did break below 50 on RSI. And although we only had a 1 dot squeeze, that did fire to the downside, MACD cross under. So, no surprises that, we are in this corrective formation here. And again, I do think the bottom likely is going to be right here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way it's going to be. So we always have to be prepared as traders one way or another. Let's take a look at the Qs. So yeah, I mean, similar story here. Potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an ABC correction here. So if we have an ABC, let me get that tool right. There we go. If we have an ABC, I'd possibly be looking for a move to maybe 382 to 385, somewhere in this cloud support. I think that's possibly where we would be coming, and then an ABC correction would make a lot of sense to this level. Again, similar to SPY, if that level doesn't hold, then I think we come down to this supply zone, this demand zone with this swing low anchored VWAP. Now, tech has been holding up a little better. You can see we're still holding over 50 on RSI. We just went into a squeeze today, and yes, we did have that MACD cross under. So want to see, yeah, that's not a great candle today, but it is also showing a little indecision as well, but we're closing at the bottom of the range. So I want to see where the market leads us tomorrow into the end of the week. Obviously, this has been a turbulent week so far, and we just want to take it day by day, chart by chart, and see where we are. So now that we've went through the indices, let's just look at a couple of relative outperformers today. Here's XPEV. This was my pick of the week on my newsletter. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, it's free. I would highly recommend doing that. I put out as much good quality free content as I possibly can. I try and jam as much as I can into these newsletters without it being too overwhelming. So please, if you can, definitely subscribe to it. You can catch the link right in my bio. And if you can't find it, then just DM me on Twitter and I'll send you a link. But let's take a look at Xpeng, ticker XPEV. I have us in a wave 3 here, possible 1, 2, 3, possible 3 of 3 here, right? Because you have your 1, 2, 3. And now we have in our wave 3, we have potentially a 1, 2, and wave 3 starting. So maybe we come up wave 3 of 3 there, wave 4 pullback, and then wave 5 of 3. I'm thinking possibly 68, 88 as being a top. Still have room to run on RSI, and we are 4 dots into our squeeze with a MACD cross over. And yeah, XPEV looking really good. It's one of the reasons why I picked it on Sunday as my pick of the week. This is a new entrance to my watch list this week. Zendesk got some news today. So we're bottom feeding a little bit here, right? Because we made a low back here. Then we made another lower low. However, look at this nice gap that we have right here. It's about 15 to 16 point gap. So going to be watching if we can break over. Let's get the exact level while I got you here. If we can break and hold over 105.19, then we could see a move pretty quickly up to 117. So it's about a 12-point move from there. So keep a close eye on Zendesk into the end of the week. Next up is Apple. Apple looked really strong today, pretty much all day. We did close right at the top of our daily channel. So I'm going to be watching Apple very closely for the rest of the week. Let's see if we can break and hold over 165.66. If we do, that bodes pretty well for Apple. I think we could start moving higher and testing new all-time highs. But keep in mind, we are still in a squeeze. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dots in. So we're pretty close to the end of a squeeze firing. You could see here, we had a 3-dot squeeze and we fired, and it started to dissipate right around that 8th and 9th day, and that's when we started to roll over. So again, we had a 5-dot squeeze here, and now we're 8 dots in. So I'm going to anticipate that maybe we get a false breakout, and then we start to roll back over before we start deciding if we're going to continue higher or maybe possibly go lower. So I would not necessarily be buying a breakout for a long entry, but you can day trade Apple from here. Put out a trade alert this morning for RKLB. Beautiful inverse head and shoulders. We didn't quite get our entry over 1650, although we came pretty close. I think we hit a high a day of 1641, so we came 9 cents from my entry. We do have a TTM squeeze setting up. We have a tangled MACD and RSI is holding over 50. Keep a close eye on RKLB into the end of the week. And let's see, we have Pfizer obviously moving on COVID news of this new variant, possible needing of a new vaccine next year. I think so far from what I've read and from what I've heard, it's a little bit overblown. So let's take it day by day. Unity Software is another one that's been on my watch list, although it looks like it's still pulling back. We did tap the 34 EMA here on the daily, so watch for a reversal on that. Tesla also tried to break higher today. We had a pretty wicked spinning top right outside of our wave 4 triangle that's setting up. Hard to say if we're going to come back down to the bottom of the triangle and maybe retest it, or if we just break out, right? So you either see one of two paths. This could be one path, or we could just break out tomorrow or next couple of days and then make our way back up to all-time highs from there. So MACD cross under, although that's starting to flatten out. No squeezes to note, but momentum is shifting to the 0 line. And look at the holds on 50 RSI right here. This whole move up, we've been holding 50 RSI. So for me, that's pretty bullish. And let's end off with LRCX. LRCX, I called this one out on Sunday as well. We already started to break out. We broke out yesterday. We had a continuation today, although we did close under yesterday's high close. Just watch for us to hold 674.43. If we could hold 674.43, then I think we have a good shot of moving higher and testing the 1272 extension at 711.25. So let me know what you think about this after market action report. If it's something that you like, please like and retweet it and share it. If you really love this, then leave a comment below. It really helps with the algorithms, and it also lets me know if this is something you all want to see. Once again, I am the Pup of Wall Street. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm merely doing this for educational purposes. So if you enjoy this content, again, please like, share, and comment. Love you guys. Appreciate your support. Catch you in the markets tomorrow.